my lovelies, it's me Kelly and this is my channel's Kel Stitches. This is where I talk about my addiction to cross stitching and the separate hobbies of stitching and collecting. All the stuff that goes with it. So today is Monday, 2nd of October 2023 and this is flosstube number 33. So it's been 4 weeks since I filmed last. I'm getting really bad at telling you or promising you when the videos are going to be and then not coming through with them. So sorry about that. I would just like to say thank you to all of my subscribers for hanging in there. Thank you for coming back and checking in with me when I do get videos put up. And just interacting with me and commenting on my videos. Welcome to any new subscribers. I have had a couple extras in the last few weeks, so welcome. Hope you enjoy what you see and continue to enjoy what I have to offer and to show all of you. So 4 weeks. This is nearly another mini whip parade, as Darren describes them, because I basically stitch on all of my whips in the 4 weeks, with the exceptions of a couple of them. So here's another mini whip parade, basically. I got some pretty good stitching in, probably not as much as what I would have liked, because there's a couple of weekends there that I didn't stitch at all. Birthday weekends and stuff like that, so didn't do any stitching over those, but that's the way things go. Alright, so sorry, I've got a tickle in my throat. Let me just have a drink and see if I can get rid of it. And I apologize in advance if you hear any teenage boy sounds. Nash's room is just on the other side of this wall from where I'm filming. He's sound asleep at the moment. It's school holidays, spring school holidays here in Australia. He's sound asleep at the moment. It is 10 o'clock in the morning. He's sound asleep, but he could wake up at any moment with my voice. So you may hear some newly woken teenage boy sounds, so I do apologize for that if it does happen. All right, let's get straight into what I've stitched on and done over the past 4 weeks. So sorry if I keep looking down. I have got my diary on my lap with all of my notes. It took me nearly an hour to get everything sorted and organized this morning. So yeah, I've got my notes down here. That's why I keep looking down. All right, the first one that I worked on was this. It's called Adventure Awaits. It is from an Etsy store, 2x2 stitch art. And last time you seen it, I was very near to completion. And if you've seen some, don't think I've posted it on my Instagram yet. No. But I have posted on a few Facebook groups. So if you're in those, you've probably already seen this one. But that's what it looks like. Oh God. I thought I was organised, but I'm not that organised. And I will put up... Oops, it's still got the needle attached. Just stick that in there. Throw that in there. Alright, so a picture of where it was. And ta-da! It is all finished. So that is it completed. And I worked on this for 2 days and I got 1,230 stitches into it. I'm very happy with the way it's turned out. I will give it a wash, maybe. It's not that dirty, I don't think, but I might still give it a wash, and then I will finish it off like I did the other one. Now this leaves a gap in my rotation, but I am not going to start anything new. I'm just going, the days that I would have stitched on this, I'm just going to stitch on a few of the others of my other projects for a bit longer. Give a couple more days, see if I can get some more stitches into those. So yeah, that is it, all finished. Alright, the next one that I worked on was this one. Advent calendar. This is also a Etsy store, and it is called Art Inspirate. Now, I'm not doing it in the square. I am actually doing them individually so I can finish them off as little ornaments to hang on my tree during Flossmas. Yes, I am going to attempt Flossmas this year, so we'll see how that goes. Now, can't remember where we were up to, but I'll just show you these ones. So I think I finished off 18, 19, 20 and started on 21. So this month, if I can get a couple of good days into these, I should. What have we got? 21. I've got five more to do. So with the couple of extra days in my rotation, because I haven't got that one to do anymore, I might put an extra day into these and possibly get them all finished, well, at least all stitched, and then that way I can start to finish them off. I am still debating how I'm going to finish them off. Whether I do them as a padded no, I can't find the other one. Whether I do them as a padded ornament with this like Christmassy tartany sort of pattern. I have got a green one of that as well. I can't see it. It was just here, but I can't see it. It probably fell down on the floor. So whether I finish them off with that on the back, or I don't know, I might, since we are coming into Christmas season, went into the shops yesterday and all the shops have their Christmas decorations out, the Christmas trees and all that sort of stuff, which really annoys me. But anyway, I might go into Spotlight and see what other fabrics and finishings they have. I'm still undecided how I'm going to finish them. I know I'm finishing them into little ornaments, but how those ornaments are going to look, I do not know at the moment. So it's going to be just as much of a surprise for you guys as what it is for me on how I finish those off. All right. The next one that I worked on is Sans Souci by Long Dog Samplers. And that's what it'll look like when it is finished. I do know that this was one of the ones that I said I'd probably get finished this year, but that is unlikely because I don't even know if it's at 50% yet. So unless I get my butt into gear, I don't think that is going to happen anytime soon. But where it was when we last seen it, and this is where I've got to. So as you can see, I am continuing with the teal colour. I'm going to try and get as much as all of this teal border in this frame, and then I am going to go in and fill in the purple bits. So I didn't even tell you how long I stitched on the advent calendar. I stitched on it for 3 days and I got 1,220 stitches into it, and it is being stitched on 16 count Aida that I hand dyed myself. Right, back to Sans Souci. This I worked on for 2 days and I got 640 stitches into it. This is being stitched on 20 count. Oh my god, I do not stitch on 20 count, even though there's a few of you out there that are trying to encourage me to go to 20 count and then move on to 25 count. And you all know who you are. This is being stitched on 18 count using Silks for You floss. Colours are PR147, which is the teal, and PR001, which is the purple. So they're the two colours, and other than that, I am doing some of the back stitching in just a natural floss colour. So yeah, that is coming along nicely. It's looking good. Really need to concentrate on long dog samplers, because anything can happen. You just never know. If you miscount, it's going to take a bit of fudging to get it back to, or trying to get it to work. So if I make a mistake, I take the time to frog my long dog samplers. Speaking of Silks for You, have you all seen the colour of the month for October? Oh my god, it is so nice, and I can just see Saga being done in that. I know I was saying that I was tossing up of black fabric and sunset colours in the floss, or sunset coloured dyed fabric and black floss, but the new Silks for You floss has all the colours that I want in it: red, orange, pink, purples, blues, black. So it is basically sunset colours, or Halloween colours, however you want to look at it, but basically sunset colours. So I'm thinking that I'll get a hank or a couple of hanks of it and actually do it on a lightish grey, light to medium grey fabric. I am going to have to do a couple of test dyeings in the colours to see exactly where I want to go, because you don't want to go too dark, because it's got black and like a slate blue colour in it. If I've still got the photo of it, I will put it in here so you can see. But it has black and slate blue in it, so you don't want to go too dark, because those colours will blend in. And then you really don't want to go too light in the grey, because it'll be a really punch in the face contrast. So you sort of want it to blend in nicely. So I will have to do a couple of a couple of test dyeings and see what colour I come up with in my fabric. All right, so moving right along, the next one that I stitched on was this one, Waterhole Masters, and it is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and the artwork is by David Penfound. And as you know, I am stitching in here in the zebras. So that's what it'll look like when it is completed. Nope, that's the wrong one. Alright, I'll put up a picture of where it was the last time we seen it, and this is where we're up to with it now. So I am slowly filling in all the zebra stripes, getting there slowly. This is the zebra that has his head down, or actually, yeah, this is the third zebra that's got his head down. So as you know, I am going to do all the pages with the zebras on it and then move out from there in whatever direction I feel like, to whatever animal I feel like doing next. I worked on this for 3 days and I got 1,100 stitches into it, and that is what it's looking like, coming along nicely. I'm loving stitching on this one. It is one of my favorites currently. Absolutely amazing. And that is just a regular size. It's not a mini, it's not max color, it's not super size. It is just the regular old version. Oops. Oops. And it is in the little baby animal print fabric bag that I made myself. Super cute, that brick. Right, on to the next one, which was Mini Top Frog. Artwork is by Jodie Bergsma, and it is a Heaven and Earth's Designs chart. So I am currently down here in the belly of the big frog down the bottom. Now I have dubbed this one 50 Shades of Green, because it does have at least 50 shades of green in it. And that is what it will look like when it is done. Oops. Alright, a picture of where it was, and this is where we're up to now. As you can see, I have filled in more around here. I'm getting, there is just big lots of one colour all in the middle here, so I'm leaving that till last. And I'm getting all the other colours around it done before I go on to the big lots of colour. That way, yes, I am going to show you the back of my work. That way, any of these bits of floss that I have travelled with, yes, I do travel long distances with my floss, but any of these will start to get stitched into the back. As you can see, with some that have already happened, you stitch it over and it's not such a rat's nest on the back. But anywho, so yeah, that is what it is looking like currently. Now, I stitched on this for 2 days and I got 1,100 stitches into it. This is not the max colour version that Darren, Dizzy Stitcher, and Judy and Aussie in a Kiwi World are doing. This is just the regular mini version of it. Which, thank God, I did say to Darren the other day, I said, oh, that bottom frog's really easy to stitch. Oh, wait, you're doing max colour. So you've probably got 50 shades or 50 different greens in that one frog, whereas I probably only have like 10 to 20 colours in that frog. But Darren's is looking amazing. He is getting along with his, yes, he's over over 50% now on his, and it's looking amazing. So, and my son did say the other day, he was looking at my pattern keeper, and he was looking at all the whips that I had on there, and he goes, "Mum, how can you do so many at once?" And I said, "It's easy. You just stitch on one of them for a couple of days, and then you move to the next one. May take you longer to get them done, but you don't get bored." I can't believe I used to be a monogamous stitcher. But yeah, and that's what he said. And my son said, "Oh, well, I really like the frog one, and I like the turtle one. Yeah, the Daydream turtle ones as well. But it's kind of weird that all the frogs are sitting on top of each other." Oh, I had a good giggle over that. But yeah, so this one is stitching up really well. I haven't got into the lilies or the water at the top yet, so I could run into a bit of issues with those, but I'll work on that when we get there. It's awake. Just give me a second. All right, I'm back. It's up. And I've put a sign on the door saying, "I'm filming, please be quiet," but whether he takes any notice of that is another issue. So let's just keep on going. You may still hear some teenage boy sounds, so yes. Very, very sorry about that if that does occur. All right, next one I worked on was this one, Shaped Wolf. The artwork is by Greg Giordano, and it is also a Heaven and Earth Designs chart. Now I am working up here on the back of the wolf, and I still don't know. I've had a couple of people say go towards the tail, and a couple of people say go towards the head. So yeah, still undecided which way I'm going to go with that. I could just go like, because I've got this, once I finish this, I'll have that middle sort of column done of pages. I could just go across this way, do a column of pages, go across that way, do a column of pages, and just keep alternating back and forwards like that, which might be an idea. I think that might be the way I'll go. So that is what it will look like when it is completed, probably in 10 years' time at the rate I'm stitching. And I'll put up a picture of where it was last time we seen it, and this is where it is up to. That fabric is actually showing up as the correct colour today, so that's good. So yeah, that is, I filled in quite a bit of it. So this is the top of the wolf's back up there. I love these partial pages because you get them done so quick and you're sort of like, ooh, got another page done, but it was only a partial. So I've worked on this for 3 days and I've got 1,100 stitches into it. It is being worked on 18 count Aida, dyed a terracotta colour that I dyed myself, because it has no background, so it's just the wolf shape, and depending on what I make it into, whether it's going to be a wall hanging or frame it, I don't know if I'll frame it unless I can make my own frame for it, but I'll decide that when I get to it in probably 10 years time. So yeah, that is what it is looking like. Now that's the little dream catcher that's in it. So yeah, coming along nicely, that one is. All right, so my next one was this one, Spirit Guides. It is artwork by Laurie Prindle and charted by Pain Free Crafts. I have, what have I done? I know I've got the wolf done. Oh, the wolf sort of eyes. I think I've moved, yeah, I've moved across this way. So I'm in this section here, which is the reins and the jaw and throat latch of the horse. So in there I am working on, and that's what it will look like when it is completed. Now, if you can remember last video, I was saying that I kept saying this one was done on 18 count, and then when I was stitching on it, I was like, no, hang on, those squares and holes are too big to be 18 count. And I measured it, and it was 16 count, and I was starting to freak out because I thought, holy shit, I'm not going to have enough room. Or did I measure this fabric as 18 count, which means I'm not going to fit it on because it's actually 16 count. So I was saying once I finished the page I was on and had to move the Q-snap that I would measure the fabric. Breathe easy, guys. I measured the fabric and it is measured at 16 count. It was just my doughy brain that keeps thinking that was on 18 count for some reason. So we can all breathe easy. The whole pattern is going to fit on. Alright, so a picture of where it was, and this is where I'm up to. As I said, you can see I've got the wolf eyes done. They are amazing. They keep looking at me while I am stitching. You can see the pattern on the horse's cheek starting to come in there, like the little swirly pattern on his cheek. This is part of the rein that's hanging down here, and then all this will be like the purpley blue background. So I worked on this for 3 days and I got 1,420 stitches into it. I am loving this. This is another one of my favorite stitches happening or whips happening at the moment. Absolutely love it. Works up so quick, so easy. Sarah does a really good job on her charts. So, and I absolutely love Laurie Prindle artwork. So, win-win all the way around. Yeah, as you can see the swirl in there. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I love it, I love it, I love it. What more can I say? Rightio. I think that is everything out this one. So we will swap them around. Yeah. So we can go on to the next container, or next basket, box, whatever you want to call it. All right, so moving right along, the next one that I worked on was this one, Protector. It is another Pain Free Crafts chart, and it is by the artwork is by Katie Lipscomb. Now I have taken out all of the background because I am doing it on a dyed fabric. So I am just doing the coloured wolves, and I mean I'm doing this little bit of white in the wolf here and stuff, but the rest of the background is not being done. one I'm looking for. Alright, I'll put a picture up of where it was when we last seen it. And this is where I'm up to now. I am working in the ear of that howling wolf. So I worked on this for 3 days and I got 1,100 stitches into it. It is being worked on 11 count, holy shit, not 11 count, 16 count. You'd think I'd know what fabric I'd be using by now, but obviously I don't. 16 count Ada that I hand dyed myself. If you've been watching me long enough, you know that I have several other pieces dyed in the same bath as this, because there is a few other pieces in this same style by Katie that I would like to get done and have them all either framed or done into a wall hanging or something like that all together. So yeah, that is it. That is what it is looking like, where I'm up to. So now this is just in a vinyl front bag that I made myself. I started out making vinyl front bags. Trust me, to go with the most difficult ones to learn on. But I started out making vinyl front bags, and then I went to making my other style bags. Because even though they're basically the same measurements, my other ones have more room in them to shove all that extra fabric from our massive full coverages in. Right, this one, Mini Sharma, Heaven and Earth Designs chart, and the artwork is also by Laurie Prindle. I was working in this section along here the last time we seen it. So that is what it will look like when it is done. Oops, don't loosen that. Alright, and I'll put in a picture of where it was, and this is where we are up to with it. So I have finished off those bottom partial pages and started in here. Yes, I did miscount over here, but it all worked out because I figured out where I was going. So yes, this is where I'm up to. I worked on this for 3 days and I got 1,000 stitches into it, and as you can see, I have moved it into one of my bigger Nerge hoops. Not too bad. There's a bit of a trick. I still have to play around with it to try and get a little bit tighter. It's not probably as drum tight as I like it, but it is not too bad. It's no looser than what my Q-snap was anyway. I was continuously adjusting my Q-snap because for some reason it wanted to keep loosening up on me. But there is a trick to it. I know I haven't changed anything into the next one. I am debating which project I'm going to use for my next bigger Nerge, but I am going to do a floss tube extra on how I put it on. But this your little knob there you crank it as tight as you can get it to close that gap. But what you have to do is do a couple of turns and keep pulling your fabric through. Like there is a bit of a gap in there, so I'm wondering if to get it a bit tighter, like, yeah, you can see there's a bit of a gap in here. So I'm wondering if to get it a bit tighter, I could put some the edge of the sides seem okay. Oh, that one's got a bit of a gap. The sides seem okay, but it's here that they seem to have a bit of a gap. So I'm thinking what I could do is put, yeah, because see, I'm still pulling the fabric through there. I'll put a bit of felt. That's the one. That's what I was looking for. I was not going to swear. Put a bit of felt in it, in those sections, to try to fill that gap in. And yeah, you apparently crank that as tight as you can to get that in there as close as you can. I mean, the top is pretty much close, but there's still a gap down here. So I will fiddle around with this one and see if I can get it. Yeah, see if I would prefer it to be a bit tighter than what it is, but as I said, it's not as any looser than what my Q-snap was, so I can live with it. But I will play around with that one, see if I can get it tighter by putting a little bit of felt or such in there. I see some people using your chucks cloths doubled over. So I will play around, see if I can get it tighter. Once I've worked that one out, I will decide what project I am going to use the other one on, and do a floss tube extra on how to put it on and get them drum tight, if I can get this one worked out. Rightio. This one, Daydream Sea Turtles, charted by Charting Creations, and the artwork is by Sheena Pike. Now, I did confuse myself. I wondered, as I was stitching it, I'm thinking, what am I stitching? But I am in here, which is on the side of the far side of the chart. So we've got the little flipper, which seems very big for such a small turtle. Like, I know turtle flippers are huge, like they're nearly out of proportion to their body, but that flipper there, it just seems really big for the little turtle. And then I know it's the angle that this one is designed on, but that one looks like a little stubby nub of a flipper for such a big turtle. Anywho, moving along to show you what I've stitched on it. This one is in my underwater bag that I made. I think this is the one that I'm going to put my other nurge on. Alright, so where it was, and this is where I'm up to. As you can see, I have filled in a lot of this flipper here and starting to finish off. That's the neck of the turtle and the other flipper on the other side. And I worked on this for 2 days and I got 1,200 stitches into it, which is not bad going. I am still debating on whether I should throw this in the washing machine when I finish this one off, because I'm too lazy to have to put it back on the Q-snap, unless I am going to move it into a nudge, and then I might throw it in the washing machine, see if this fabric softens up, because it is stiff as. The starch in it, I would say, is unbelievable. So I might have to rinse it out first, then throw it in the washing machine and see if it softens up, because it's driving me insane. But yeah, so I'll either finish off all of this, take it out of the Q-snap, wash it and put it in a nudge frame, or I'll take it out, wash it and put it in the nudge frame before finishing this off. I don't know, decisions. But that is what it is looking like, and this is also being stitched on 16 count 8'em. So a lot of my older kitted up whips are 16 count, because I bought a shit ton of 16 count when it was on special from our big box store Spotlight. They had a couple of bolts of fabric in white and ecru colour, and they were like 5 or 10 meters each, and they had them reduced down to $5 a meter, and I just went, yoink, thank you very much, I'll take those. I have finally got through all of them and put them, like cut it all up and put them into kits. Now I just buy 2 or 3 meters at a time from AliExpress, but I have started going more towards 18 count than 16 count. And I am considering, and this is just considering, getting some 20 count, because Saga is so big for a sampler, not compared to these full coverages, but Saga is so big as a sampler that on 16 and 18 count it is going to be huge. So I am considering, just considering, it's not a definite, getting some 20 count, but that's probably as low as I will go. I think. I'll see what happens. All right. Okay, and I am back for the last 3 projects that I stitched on, and a bit of a life update, because I have no haul. I don't think I did. I think it might have been a Silks for You colour of the month came in, but I can't remember which packet it was. So, and I paid for my Seasons pack last week, and my tracking has said that it'll arrive this week. So guarantee you, as soon as I finish filming this video, oh, excuse me, as soon as I finish filming this video, it will either arrive today or tomorrow. Oh, not today, it's a public holiday, so it's not going to get here today. I was going to say, if it got here today, I would do a quick add-on video and tack it on to the end of this one, but it's not going to arrive today. It's a public holiday, so there is no postal service. It'll probably arrive tomorrow or Wednesday. It'll be sometime this week, so I will show it on the next video, unless I do a really small extra of me just unboxing it and showing the colours, which that's a possibility as well. All right. Next one, Moonrise Soul, the large version. Artwork is by Abraham Hunter, and it is charted by Artisy Cross Stitch. Still working in up here in the background. There is a lot of background on this. If this wasn't up here, honestly, I probably would have cut it off about there and just had the wolves. But I want to get the northern lights in there. Northern, southern lights, whatever ones they are. I want to get those in there. So I am going to plug on through all of that background. These trees are doozies to stitch. And they got some confetti in them. And you're going, what's that colour for? What's that colour for? This don't look like anything until you stitch them all and you stand back and you go, oh look, there's a tree. How did that happen? But that is what it will look like when it is completed. I think it's this one. No, that's Sharma. It's this one. Sorry for the crinkle of the laminated sheet. Alright, so this is where it's up to. There will be a picture of where it was before as a comparison. Dickhead, you had it up the wrong way. Sorry about that. I was holding it sideways. I looked at the trees and I was like, hang on, why are the trees sideways? Alright, so that is where I am up to. Moving along quickly in this sky here because there's just a lot of blues in there. Frogs are 50 shades of green and this one's 50 shades of blue. Because there is a lot of blues in that mountain and sky there. So I worked on this one for 3 days and I got 1,000 stitches into it. Don't know why, because this one stitches pretty quick. This one is also on very stiff fabric, so I'm wondering if I get these two. Don't know why I smelled the fabric then. So these two are, yeah. If I might get these 2 pages done, take it out the Q-snap when I am moving it, throw it in the washing machine, try to get this fabric to loosen up, soften up a little bit, because at the moment it is a pain in the backside because it's so stiff. So yeah, that is what it is looking like. Also 16 count Ada, probably from the same bolt that the Daydream Sea Turtles is from. That's why it's so stiff, because it's probably the exact same fabric. So in future, I am going to wash all my fabric before I start my projects. Because I used to love working on the stiff Ada, but I know something's happened and I just don't like working on the stiff Ada anymore. Probably because the few fabrics that I've dyed have gone really soft and pliable, and I find the needle just glides through them quicker. And you haven't got stiff, scratchy fabric leaning or laying over you or rubbing against your arms or anything like that while you're working on it. Okie dokie. Bengal Tigers 2. Did I finish it? Did I not finish it? We shall see. This is by Just Stitching. It is a store on eBay. I don't know if it is still going. I don't know if this has been licensed correctly, because it is a pattern that my mother-in-law got me quite a few years ago now. She got me like half a dozen of them, so I'm still going to stitch them. So that is what it looks like when it is finished. Obviously my printer was running out of ink because it does not have that line through the center of it. I will put up a picture of where it was, and here we are. I got it finished. So you probably can't really see much difference of where, ow, stabbed myself with the needle. Probably can't see much difference of where I did stitch, because it was all like 3865. Well, most of it was a 3865. There was a few 3765 as well, but yeah, it was all white on white stitching, so you probably couldn't really see where I got it done. But it is finished, completed, all done. Looks really good. I will wash it to get my marks, grid marks out of it. I might do a extra video on how I wash my pieces to remove any of the, because I just use pencil, naughty me, but I do just use pencil to grid my, or mark out my pages. But I've never had an issue because I use 2B, not HB, and 2B is softer, and I can even, if I make a mistake when I'm counting, I just get a white eraser and just rub them off the fabric. So yes, I'm very happy with that. I will wash it, iron it. I'll measure it and see if I can get a pre-made frame from like Spotlight or Big W, Kmart, somewhere like that for it, and frame this one. So yeah, that is completed. Another completion for the year, probably the only other one for the year. And because the others that I said that I was going to complete this year are not even halfway, 50% done. So, unless I just stitch on them monogamously for the next 3 months, I'm probably not going to get another finish done. Alright, the last one that I stitched on is this one. I call it Tribal Wolf because it hasn't actually got a name on the Etsy store. This is from 2x2 Stitch Art on Etsy, but it hasn't, I don't think she's actually named it, so I just call it Tribal Wolf. Loving this one. Can't wait until it's done. I am thinking I'm just going to do it into a cushion cover. So yeah, looking good. Well, it is looking good. I haven't even showed you the stitching yet. That's what it'll look like when it's done. I will put a picture up of where it was. Wrangle this fabric, and this is where we're up to. So I finished off this bit here and started up here on the border. There I got tigers. I stitched on for 3 days and done 1,880 stitches to finish it off. 1,400 of those stitches were 3865. Alright, back to this one. I worked on this one for 2 days and I got 800 stitches into it. I might just pop another 100 stitches into it today sometime once I've finished filming, editing, and probably waiting for this video to upload. Just to finish off one of my thingy prompts, or whatever you want to call it, for one of my games that I am playing. So yeah, this is being stitched on 14 count hand dyed Ada that I got from Lisa Lane, who is Paddock Lane Designs. I got it out of her die spot sale because, as you can see, there is a few die spots on it, which I don't care. It just adds character to the piece. And it is being stitched using Etoile 823. Probably can't really. Can you see it? Can you see it? No, can't see the sparkle. Bloody hell. No. Not showing up. So it does have a very subtle sparkle to it. But yes, I am going to. So that's it. So I've got that quadrant done. I'm nearly at 50%. Nearly. So it's not a very big piece. So yes, I am going to make that into a cushion cover once I am done. Just another one for my son to lay his oily teenage head on. Right, so that is everything that I've worked on. Yeah, that is everything I've worked on. Plans for next year, as I said, I'm just going to probably keep my rotations as they are, or I am considering just putting the names of all of my whips onto a spinning wheel, or I could steal Jen's idea and just put them in a box, in a little container, and I'll just pick out 8 whips for the fortnight and work on those, and then the 8 whips that are left I'll work on the following fortnight. But in doing that, if I pull out all 8 of my full coverages in one fortnight, will I get burnt out? Because I like my rotation as it is, because I've got 4 full coverages in each fortnight. And then the rest are like, well, there's still 4 big full coverages, should I say. The rest, some of the others are full coverages, but as you know, they're smaller ones. So they're like little round ones, or tinier ones that are not the size of this thing. So it sort of breaks it up a little bit. I think I'm just going to stick with the rotations that I have. Obviously, I've got 2 spots in each rotation now to put in a new start. I am yet to decide what that's going to be, depending on how far I get on Sans Souci. If it is finished or very close to being finished, I will swap in another long dog. I really would like to start Saga sometime, but I think I can only work on one long dog sampler at a time. So we'll see. We'll see as we get closer to the end of the year, but I'm not going to set myself any goals or anything for next year. It's too stressful on my poor old brain, because I'm sort of going like, because I've got some stats here. Give me a second to find it. So for my monthly stitch count for September was 14,840 stitches, which isn't my worst month of the year so far. It's my second worst month of the year so far. So there's that. Yearly so far I have done 146,400 stitches, which is, I mean, well over halfway, but then we've only got 3 months of the year left. Which means I have like 53, what would that make it? 53,600 stitches left to reach my goal of 200,000 stitches in the year. Which breaks down to monthly, I need to do 17,000. Is that an 8 or a 5? I think it's an 8. I can't even read my own handwriting. Monthly, I need to do 17,866 stitches. Break that down even further to weekly, I need to do 4,466 stitches a week. Break that down even further to a daily stitch count, and I need to do 596 stitches a day, which is doable because I do average 500 to 600 stitches a day. Some days I stitch a heap, like one day on my tigers I got 1,200 stitches done, and then some days I don't stitch that much at all. I might be pushing to get 200 to 300 stitches. And the other thing is, we are coming into Christmas season, festive season at work, so I may have to start doing a few nights, which will cut into my stitching time. But we will see. We'll see what I can get done, and hopefully I can reach my target of 200,000 stitches by the end of the year. But that is sort of stressing me out because I really want to get it done, because I'm one of those people that if I set myself a target, I want to get it done because I feel disappointed. But yeah, so next year I think I'm just going to not set myself any goals, any targets to do. I'm just going to stitch. Right, so that is my stitching. Life updates. Yeah, doing work's settled down a little bit. It has days up and down. Some days are very quiet, some days are super busy. As I just said, we are rolling into a festive season at work. So this month, October, we are running into our Jacaranda Festival. So at the end of this month, we are going to be doing, we will be catering for the Jacaranda Ball, which they have reduced the numbers this year slightly, down from 500 to 450 people. Thanks, guys. That's a great reduction in numbers. So yes, we are feeding 450 people a 3-course meal, entrees, mains and desserts. That is on the 21st of October, and then roll into November, where we already have some Christmas parties booked in, so we'll probably be booking even more in between November and December. It's unbelievable that we are so, like, 3 months to the end of the year. But at the end of October, my daughter and myself are going to Brisbane, or Brisbane as it is correctly called, to see the Chicks in concert. So that will be a couple of days getaway for us. I probably won't do any stitching at all. I will take maybe a couple of projects with me just in case, but some of the smaller ones that don't need my stand, so some of the handheld ones and that don't need my stand, if I get any time. Well, the night of the concert I won't be stitching at all, but yeah, if I do get half an hour or an hour relaxing beside the pool at the hotel, maybe. We'll see what happens, but I will take a couple of projects with me. So I'm hoping that I do get a video done in 2 weeks' time, if I get my ass into gear and get it done. Otherwise, it won't be until the start of November, after I get back from Brisbane, and it'll be another mini whip parade more than likely, because it'll be all my projects stitched on. But yeah, so that's that. Not much else in life to really say. I do have some photos and a couple of videos. Trying to think what videos I've got. I know there's one video that I took this morning of the pterodactyls, aka the cockatoos, white cockatoos in the silky oak trees. I took a small video of that this morning and sent it to Darren and said, do you miss this? He emphatically said, no, I do not miss this. I'll miss that sound. So I've got a video of that. I've got a couple of photos of my mares with their big bale of hay, a couple of photos that I took really early of a morning as I was leaving for work of my horse, some of my horses. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, I've got a photo of my pussycat, or my barn cat, who really isn't that much of a barn cat anymore because the sun has soaked him up so much that he is too lazy to hunt any rats or mice. We won't go there because he knows my opinion on that. The cat was there to hunt the rats and mice out of the hay shed. No, he doesn't do that anymore. He's been soaked up too much. So a picture of him. Trying to think what other pictures or videos I got. I don't know. I'll have a look on my phone and see what other pictures and videos I've got, which I'll tack on to the end anyway. And yeah, so that is basically it. I will finish this off. I don't know. This is probably going to be over an hour because I now video in segments because of, for some reason, my tablet had a meltdown a couple of times when I'd done a large video, and when I went to edit it and all that, it said that the file wasn't there and I had to re-video and refilm and all that sort of jazz. So now I try to do my videos in or film in sections of about 20-25 minutes. So this is going to be over an hour long. That's what you probably need to do, Darren, is just not video for a few weeks. Leave it for a month or so. You might have a video that actually goes for 30 minutes. Or just a ramble like we do. Just talk about anything. But then, yeah. All right. So, yes, hopefully you'll see me in 2 weeks' time. And then, yeah, hopefully I can get back on track to 2 weeks. So thank you once again, everyone, for watching and getting this far with the Hot Mess Express that is my channel, Kel Stitches. Yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, coming back every time to see what progress I have done on my whips. And yeah, guys, leave any comments down below. I'll get back to you when I can. With any questions or anything, just leave them down below. I will answer them, and then I'll personally answer them as a reply, and then I'll even probably answer them on the next video. So guys, wherever you are in the world, please take care and stay safe. And until next time, bye.